Alright, this is gonna be part 3 of Tales of Innocence. Ricardo says we're almost at the exit. Everyone, please stop. What's the matter? The hell are you supposed to be? Trying to escape secretly during the havoc, as expected of the scum that destroyed Cielo. Scum? That's some greeting. What do you want? Are you also after Angie? Oh my, I'm so fucking popular. Hardly. I have business with all of you. All of us? Correct. For the sake of Taro, you should all die here. What?
我が名はガード。地上を守る。こいつ、ただものではないな。
地上のためってどういうことですか？
転生者のゲスどもが己の胸に聞いてみよう。この地上の敵め。くれ。
Apparently they know each other or something. Could you be? Ha! And then he, like, jumps backwards out of the place. He seems to have retreated for now. You're not even a reincarnator, but you got mixed up in all of this. Are you sure you want to come with us? I've been prepared since the moment I decided to join you all. Join you all, rather. My god. Mr. Ricardo, is something wrong? No, nothing. Let's hurry and get the hell out of here. Hey, Angie, what was Cielo like? You've not remembered it yet? I only remember fighting on the battlefield, but nothing about Cielo specifically. Let us see. As far as I know, it is a land above the sky, hidden from Taros by clouds. Was that all? It means they are willing to settle down on Taro and live the rest of their lives here. If we look at it now, it might seem primitive, since the science and technology that we know today yet did not exist. In exchange, Cielo and arts, so it was not as inconvenient as you would expect. Sorry, that threw me off guard. I was like, that doesn't make sense, but we read it anyway. Ruka says it doesn't seem to be the same as the utopia that the church promised. Well, it is the church's job to get its believers to accept such a thing, of course. In reality, there's not much of a difference between it and Taro. Even though they were both constantly in turmoil? Yes. Ooh, we finally managed to get out of there. Are you alright, Angie? You look pale. I'm fine. I just have been unable to move for quite some time, so suddenly being made to run has taken its toll on me. Then let's take a rest at Hartman's place. Please hang on until we get there. Now that I think about it, we do not know much about you yet, Sir Ricardo. I see that you know my name. Aside from that, I'm a mercenary. I suppose that should suffice. From now on, you'll be traveling with us. I think it'd be nicer if we got to know each other a bit more. That may be the case, but I already know your names. Already? You are Ruka. My employer is Angie. This girl is Ilya. The brat is Spada. That one's Kongwei. And the animal is called Coda. With this, I suppose there are no more problems. Maybe it's fine to know someone's name for now. That's the first step in socializing, after all. Don't worry about it, I'm just a mercenary. There's no need for me to disturb your group's dynamic. I'm already used to spending time with people who were my enemies yesterday. Angie says, hearing your words is quite relieving. Then, from now on, let us get along, Sir Ricardo. I'll be in your care. Spada says, Ricardo sure can fight, but can we trust him? Ilya says, who knows? He doesn't seem like a bad guy, though. I believe he's trustworthy, says Angie. But you do know that he can just switch sides if offered enough money, right? Angie says, I'm sure he's not the type of person. He's the kind of person that honors his contract. After all, he only turned sides once I paid for his contract's penalty. You're right. If he was the irresponsible type, he could have just ran off with the money. That just means he'll still turn sides with the right amount. I guess we really can't trust him. Angie says that may be the case, but if it were you, would you accept a request that you do not like? I'm sure he allowed me to employ him because he did not enjoy kidnapping me in the first place. So does that mean he'd rather be with us? Ilya says, isn't that nice, Spada? Someone wants to be with you. Spada says, shut up, you make me sound like a creep. Angie says, but that is the case, so please get along with him. Alright, if that's the case, it can't be helped. Ruka says, Ricardo, you had an assassination job at the Western Front. Was it a success? Unfortunately, I wasn't able to land the final blow. If Hasta hadn't interrupted me, I would have been fine. Spada says, lame. Ricardo says, only my client can criticize me. Besides, since I caused trouble for the Imperial Army, I'd say the job was a success. Ruka says, that's unfortunate. Ricardo says, it's not something worth being sad about. Don't compare me to someone like Asta. Spada says, isn't assassination your forte, though? Pretty much. On that topic, you also came to assassinate me in our past lives, right? And failed. Now that you mention it, I've had an interest in assassination since I was a child. It might have been because of my past self. Then does that mean that you're now a mercenary because of me? Don't take it that way. That's just the training that comes with being a mercenary. My past life has nothing to do with who I am today. Well, I'll count on you not to fail next time. Someday I'll show you my true skill. Sir Ricardo sure is fair-skinned. Isn't it because he's pale? Am I? I don't really pay attention. Are you feeling alright? Sorry to disappoint you, but I feel fine. Perhaps being a Reaper in his past life has something to do with that. If that was the case, Ruka would look much more macho, and it's obvious that Spada's not really affected by it. And as you can see, Angie's not a man. Oh my, I suppose the cat is out of the bag now. Wait, what? Really? I'm just kidding. Come back, Ilya. Ugh, I felt the blood drain from my face. I swear to Cielo. If I hear that kind of joke every day, I'll probably end up a fair maiden myself. Oh yay, transphobia. Super cool, guys. Now that you mention it, isn't Angie famous here? Is it fine if we let people see her? Good question, probably not. Then let's hurry and hide at Gramps' place. Now that it's decided, let's hurry up and go, young master. What are you doing? Nothing. I'll remember this, Ilya. It doesn't seem like Naus hunts deviants as frequently as I expected. Indeed, it might be within Regnum's domain, but in comparison, it is less lively. Although infrequently, soldiers from Naus base would come and patrol the town. Despite that, Regnum can't freely interfere here. I suppose it's not called a holy city. A holy city without reason. Thanks to the Grand Cathedral and its believers, the capital's influence here is comparatively small. But now... In any case, it won't hurt to lay low as we do our business. I don't want to cause you any more uproar. Spada says, Gramps, are you here? My, young master. My apology for not being able to welcome you properly. Young master, huh? Yeah, he's called young master around Hartman, so don't forget to call him that. Stop it, says Spada. Oh, it seems that you've made some new friends. Please make yourselves at home while I prepare some tea. Now that we've finished our self-introductions, Sir Ricardo, who asked you to find me? Ah, that's right. Let's talk about that. It would be an abuse of confidentiality if I reveal my client, is what I'd like to say, but so be it. The person who asked me to find you is a noble named Albert Grandosia from the northern kingdom of Tenos. Do you know him? Albert, no. Even if he were an acquaintance, the name doesn't ring a bell. Maybe he's a noble that secretly fell in love with you. After all, you're really pretty. Surely not. I've never been to that place before, nor do I know someone from there. Spada says, well, I won't deny Angie being pretty. I wonder why he wanted to have me rescued. Apparently, it's because you're a reincarnator. Then what? Is that Albert guy also looking for people like us? Just like Mateus. Who is Mateus, anyway? Apparently, they're the head of the church, which attacked Ilya's hometown. Maybe Albert is also looking for the Genesis, just like Mateus. Ricardo says, I see. I remember him asking me the same thing when he learned that I was a reincarnator. Something along the lines of, do you know about the Genesis? What is the Genesis? It seems familiar, but I can't seem to recall. I'm sure I knew about it in my past life, but I can't recall either. I have a bad feeling about this. Ricardo says, I see. Ilya says, the Genesis, huh? Ouch. Ilya, are you alright? Is something the matter? I'm fine, I just got a headache all of a sudden, but it's gone now. Oh, I know. Is it what caused Cielo's destruction? This is horrible, we have to stop them. The Genesis? Is that what caused Cielo's destruction? Actually, that could be it. I don't remember, says Ricardo. Conway says, then, if this so-called Genesis has the power to destroy Cielo, why is it in Tarot? If it is what caused Cielo's destruction, then can we conclude that it was originally in Cielo? Maybe it fell when Cielo was destroyed. Are you telling me that Mateus, that witch, attacked my village for that? So Mateus and Albert want the Genesis for that reason. If you think about it logically, they might want to use it to end the war. I don't understand that much yet, but basically, if we let them have the Genesis, it could lead to something bad. Then that means that we have to get to the Genesis first. I won't let Albert nor Mateus have it. We might end up getting into more trouble than we can handle if we keep asking these questions. On that note, there's something else I'd like to know. You're Conway Tao, correct? You claim to not be a reincarnator. So how is it that you can use Cielan arts? It's quite common from the place I live. Technically, what I use are not Cielan arts either. Besides, I believe Ruka and the others see me as more trustworthy than you are. What are you implying here? What I mean is that you are a mercenary and can be easily bought with money. I beg your pardon? Hold on a sec, what's with this all of a sudden? I just don't want to side with an employer with unclear goals. Then that employer in question shall give her permission for Ruka and the others to observe you as well as let Conway accompany us. It's as she says. So be it. Well, that's enough for tonight, so tomorrow why don't we try to gather some more information? Indeed, that would be a nice place to start gathering info. Regnum. Now, everyone, let us stop this conversation, and I will serve dinner. Coda has been waiting for this. Coda loves Gramps' cooking. Looking at Ilya and Ruka, I can't believe those two were lovers. Well, duh, it was ages ago. You're talking about our past lives. Asura and Inanna were both quite close back then. Seeing these two now, it feels off-putting. Right? Putting it bluntly, these two were like two idiot lovebirds. Back then, I don't know. What the hell are you implying? They were constantly flirting with each other, even in public. They were famous, too, the first couple from two warring kingdoms. Speaking of which, how did you two end up together? Ilya was starving, so she ate my hot dog. I see what you did there. Oh, goodness. Angie says, no, not that. I don't care how you two met. I met Ashura and Inanna. Huh? To tell you the truth, I don't remember. It's not that I'm embarrassed about it. I'll tell you what I know about it. So, Inanna defected into Census, right? She practically strolled out of the battlefield and into Ashura's arms. The warriors were so entranced by her beauty that they simply watched as she passed by. I defected, huh? I wonder why she did that. Did something happen when she was in Ratio? Oh, love born from the flames of war, how romantic. But them being from two warring factions didn't affect their relationship that much, right? That just sounds like trouble if you ask me. Well, I'm sure they eventually realized their mistakes, right? Man, these women are so unromantic. At this rate, Ruka might never have a chance with them. Sheesh. Got some titles. Hartman says, are you leaving, young master? It's been a long time since I cooked this much. I must say I enjoyed it. Gramps' cooking is really tasty. I'm glad to hear that. Young master has made a wide variety of friends, too. Right? Don't hesitate to visit again. I shall be waiting. Yes, sir. Take care. As Ilya proposed last night, shall we head to Regnum? Wait a sec. Is something the matter? Nothing's wrong with heading to the capital, but can you please stop addressing me by my full name? It's standard practice for the military, and as a mercenary I have to pick up on their customs. Just call me Ilya. Everyone's fine with that, right? Especially you, Ruka. Got it? Sure. Is something the matter, Ruka? That sounded a bit reserved. Well, I was just worrying about how my parents are faring. That seems pretty normal. Brats have the privilege of relying on their parents, so you don't have to hold back. Why don't you take advantage of that? Come on, you've heard about the deviant police. We were captured by them once before, you see. Ah, so even if you wanted to go back, you can't. Then so be it. Ruka, are you sure that's acceptable? I'm fine with it. I've decided not to whine in front of others anymore. I finally become strong thanks to Ashura's power. That's why I have to be emotionally strong too. Also what? Says Ilya. You still need my power, right, Ilya? Then I'll try hard and see this till the end. Spada says, damn right. Ilya says, wow, you're really something. Excuse me? I mean, you've really grown. Alright, let's get on our way to Regnum. Agni is now in our party. Agni. Why is she so underleveled? Rude. What kind of... I would bet she's a healer, but... Yeah, she looks like a different arts user. Meh. It's still pretty early in the game. I'll just leave it as it is for now. Mr. Conway, about the time when we met in Regnum, you know that time when I accidentally bumped into you and your book fell? Now that you mention it, I do recall. I bumped into you hard, but you didn't get angry, did you? So when you asked me if I wanted to travel with you, I was glad someone gentle was coming. You've helped us quite a lot, too, despite not being a reincarnator. To be fair, it would be troublesome for me if your journey suddenly ended. I'm sorry? It's nothing. I'm only helping because I'm interested in you. Sounds gay, bro. You're interested in me? It's the first time someone told me that, so I'm rather flattered. You might not have noticed it, but I like your humility. Although my father was always telling me that I didn't have enough ambition. Is that so? I think that you're a lot more likable than any conceited or egotistical person. Yup. What's with the long face, Ruka? Well, I'm worried about how Regnum must be faring. Like if the war's gotten worse, that it might have reached Regnum. No, there's no need to worry about that. Well, if you say so, then that must be the case. What a relief. I'm glad that you trust me, but did you consider I might be lying to reassure you? Really? It is rash of you to just believe my words as is. For now, why don't you decide after you've heard the reason why? I see, then how do you know that Regnum hasn't become a battlefield? The towns surrounding there are Naus, Garum, and Marmot. Naus is in Regnum's territory. Garum tends to use their own terrain as a defensive measure. Marmot is a neutral town and has no hostilities. Conway says, I see, so to sum it up, Regnum is far away from the battlefield as of now, so there's not much need to worry about it. Ricardo says that's how it is. As for Regnum's hostilities with Tenos, I've heard that its battlefield is a bit further north. On top of that, the highways around Regnum are well supervised and maintained, and that's why there's no need to worry about your parents, Ruka. As he says. Isn't that nice, Ruka? That's a relief. Thanks, Ricardo. Our next destination is Regnum, right? Uh-huh. That reminds me. Hey, Ruka, what kind of town is Regnum? Let's see. Regnum is... Wait a second. Didn't we meet at Regnum? Don't you remember? It's not like I had the time to go sightseeing. I was being chased around by the church, remember? Alright, let's see. Regnum is... Ricardo cuts him off and says, Regnum is a town with a deeply rooted history of leading the whole continent. In general, its people are prideful and stubborn. Ah, well, Ruka doesn't seem like that. There are bound to be some exceptions in a large group of people. Oh well, haha. Why are you laughing? Stand up for yourself. At least it'd be less harsh this way, right? Heh, rather I find that humility and modesty are Ruka's strong points. Is that so? I think it's because he's submissive, though. So, are there any other characteristics about Regnum that we should know about? Regnum's rate of industrialization and production is high, but its self-sufficiency rate is unusually low. Yeah, I learned that in school. But when it comes to war, its citizens are mostly indifferent to it. This is because Regnum has enough military power and resources to hire mercenaries, so its citizens remain unaffected. So basically, they're blissfully ignorant, just like Ruka. I'm not ignorant. And at the very least, you should be able to explain what kind of town your birthplace is. I have no excuse. Hey Ruka, do you still remember what Hypnos said back then? I think so. I think it was, I shall judge the consequences of your deeds myself. Indeed. I wonder what did Ashura manage to accomplish anyhow? You don't remember, huh? Either that, or Ashura was unable to achieve what he wanted to do. I believe he did manage to end the war, but I wonder... Just the mere fact that he was able to end the war is great enough as it is. It is, huh? By ending the war, the soldiers who were supposed to die are able to raise their children and cultivate the land. With that, Ashura had laid a foundation of prosperity for a country. It's a shame that all of it got destroyed. I wish I could have seen a flourishing Cielo. Ilya, is your headache from yesterday gone? Yeah, I'm alright now. Were you worried? Maybe she had a teething fever. After all, the church talk was pretty complex. A teething fever. Weird. Let's tell a joke. Yeah, it might have been too complex for her to understand. What? Huh? Crap, I think that came off differently than I intended. You got a problem. Just because you can study doesn't mean that you can brag. Basically, you think we're stupid. I honestly did not mean for it to come off that way. I want you to know that I did not think that you guys would take offense. I apologize. What the heck are you saying? I mean, I ended up using the wrong term for it. Spada says, I won't complain anymore. Come on, Spada, cut it out. I really made a big fuss out of that, and I still feel guilty about it. What a Ruka thing to say. Yeah, I wonder where that whiny little Ruka went off to. People grow. I'm different from the me, before. I wonder. Harsh. I don't mean it that way. You might not know it yet, but you've really grown a lot. Really? Yeah, from now on you should eat a lot, you know? Not that. But Coda says, but it is splendid if you can eat a lot, though. What's splendid with you? You said that for Ilya's sake, didn't you? I guess. I'm sure it wasn't for Ilya, but rather your pride of speaking? My pride? Parade? Is it trash? Well, pretty much. Its meaning might as well be trash. But you know, it might be trash, but it sure will save your life someday. I understand. Thanks, Spada. I don't understand. Ruka says, What's wrong, Ruka? I'm an only child, you see, so I don't know how I'm supposed to talk to a man older than me. And I think it's hard to get used to talking to someone when you're alone with them. Is that so? But since you're traveling with us from now on, I thought that I'd have to get along with you. And I think I'm trying my best to talk to you, but am I really that weird? Of course not. If you're not used to something, it is better to start getting used to it. Consider it practice. If you're not used to talking to older men, then feel free to come and talk to me. I can be your practice partner. Alright, thanks. In Ruka's case, he has to get used to talking to people in general. Hey, Angie, I want to ask you something about Cielo. Yeah? You mentioned before that the faith collected from Tarot was used to maintain Cielo. What does that mean? I believe you are aware that Cielo and Tarot were parts of a whole, correct? If I recall correctly, those who were exiled from Cielo came to live in Tarot. Correct. Cielo ended up using all of its power when creating Tarot. To compensate for that, Cielo began collecting faith from Tarot. Basically, the faith from those in Tarot became necessary for Cielo's maintenance. Faith gathered from prayers is a valuable and strong power, but that too gradually decreased as time passed. Why so? It is because we, who were once Cielans, slowly forgot our heritage as gods. When the reason to ask for Cielo's salvation disappears, faith does too. As time passed, we eventually forgot the reason why we were exiled from Cielo, and along with it went our faith. In order to unify the varying theories on Cielo and Taro's existence from the doctrine, the Church was created. And the Church was useful in sustaining Cielo. That might not be the case. When the doctrine was created, numerous interpretations started floating around, and believers followed the interpretation which suited their own preference. As a result, the faith that Cielo ended up collecting was different than from what they needed. But that couldn't be helped, right? People aren't obligated to beg for the Cielans' forgiveness. Indeed, when you have found joy in living in Tarot, you no longer consider returning back to Cielo. So ever since Cielo and Taro's separation, Cielo's destruction became inevitable. That right there, in the tiniest example I've ever heard in my life, is why religion is such bullshit. Anyways, Ilya says, oh yeah, wasn't Ricardo a Reaper in his past life? Yeah, I fought the Reaper Hypnos on the battlefield before. A Reaper, huh? Someone tasked with the duty of hunting souls in tarot. Was that the case? Do you also remember, Angie? Indeed. As I told you before, Cielo was once maintained with the faith gathered from tarot. However, when that faith became insufficient, human souls were used in exchange. And those who are tasked with that job are Reapers, a service that is mandatory for the people of Ratio. Only for Ratio? Why so? Census holds faith from tarot in high regard because if it were not for it? Goodness. If it were not for that, Cielo would not have existed. That is why they were opposed towards Ratio's Reapers gathering souls from tarot. It's weird, why was Hypnos fighting on the battlefield? If collecting souls was necessary, then why did he abandon his role and fight? Perhaps Ratio lacked the military forces in that battle. That could be the case, now that you mention it. I wonder why. Oh, that should not be the case. Anyhow, Ruka says, maybe something else was at play. Spada is, I guess, practicing swordsplay. Hoo-ha! Eat this! Kongwei says, my, you're quite lively today. Yeah, actual experience is important and all, but you gotta review the basics from time to time. You do not rely on Durandal's power, but instead persevere with your own, and for that I must commend you. Why the hell are you all so sappy all of a sudden? You're making me blush. Apologies for interrupting. Don't mind me. I thought he was creepy, but he doesn't seem like a bad guy. Meanwhile, elsewhere... It seems that Garum had launched an attack towards Now Space. Is that so? How many were injured? Overall, the impact was negligible. However, one of the weapons we were researching was destroyed. Do you mean that it was used in a real battle? Oswald, aren't you being too hasty? No, the accident occurred during testing. I assure you that no classified information has escaped the facility. According to Gardle's report, a specimen was allowed to escape. That constitutes an information leak. Counselors, it is truly unthinkable that you would place the blame of Gardle's clumsiness on me. However, please be assured I've already sent an assassin to silence the specimen. As expected, we must maintain the secret of that technology. And what of Matthias? Everything seems to be going smoothly. I didn't trust Matthias at first, but you can hardly argue with the results. Her means of gathering reincarnators have greatly exceeded expectations. I suppose it's obvious with us backing her up. The surplus has even filled our research facilities. Oswald, you truly can't hold a candle to Matthias, can you? Well, is your report complete? The ignorant masses await the salvation we will bring. Let us rededicate ourselves to our cause. Amen. Seek Utopia. Ruka says, "What's up, Ilya? The air is drier than last time. My nose is itchy." I, Asta, have arrived. Dun dun dun. Called twice by Hasta's targets. Meow. I didn't call you. Oh, Ilya, do you know this person? I wish I didn't know him. Even hearing his voice gives me goosebumps. This man is Asta Extremi. He's someone who hurts others for fun. A pathetic excuse of a mercenary. What have you been up to since I chased you away from the western battlefield? Why are you showing yourself now? You there! Put a bucket and stand in the hallway. I think, like, explaining this is like, as punishment in Japanese high schools, people would be told to, like, hold a bucket full of water out in the hallway for being disruptive. So the way that they wrote this is just giving me a headache. Anyways, I will not have you being noisy in my class. I've accepted a request from the Privy Council to massacre and offer all of your heads. I request from the Privy Council, you say? You dumbass, do you even understand the concept of confidentiality? How about you, Ricardo? Do you have any motivation to improve on your bad habit of telling other people's unnecessary secrets? That spear as well as that appearance, so he's the spear-wielding fiend. Oh, this scene has just become hot. Well then, Hasta's diving in. Digging that more metal music. Ugh, my allergies are making me sound like a frog. Asta says, they said the target was alone. This wasn't what happened. Ricardo, alongside a bunch of reincarnators. A shame for Hasta, but Hasta's also strong at escaping. A shame for Hasta, but Hasta's also good at escaping. I can't take it anymore. I think they meant to translate this as Hasta la vista, baby, again, but they didn't. Anyways, Ricardo says that person is always so quick to escape. What did Hasta mean about the Privy Council? According to rumors, it's an organization that's backing the church. When the church's influence grew, they created the Privy Council as a means of gaining more influence during wartime. For generations, higher-ups from the church had held powerful positions, but for now, they're known by name only. So they're the reason that Hasta was after us. Then that makes them more than an organization in name. Then perhaps they also share the same goals as Mateus. If you put it that way, we should hurry to Regnum and gather more information. Right. Ruka says, Angie, can you tell me more about the Privy Council? Even if I could. I cannot? Oh, goodness. This should be something else. Ugh. Even if I could, my memories are still not intact or something. I don't know. Ruka says, is it because it's one of the church's secret organizations? No, it's because right now it's nothing more than an honorary position. What I mean by that is that it does not have any semblance of power, so there's little to say. Is that so? After the Constitution established the separation of church and state, the church could no longer get involved in politics, so its influence has waned. That is why a council was created to force the church's will on the sovereign under the guise of being advisors, and that was how the Privy Council was created. And that happened before the fracture. If that's the case, it must have been a long time ago. Indeed, which is why it is nothing more than an honorary position, because the church has lost its influence due to the fracture. They don't really need to add that whole last part. Angie says, but at the very least, it still has the authority of a high office, so perhaps the influence it still has might not be that small. Contradiction of itself is also annoying. Anyways, if the position's not needed anymore, then why is it still there? Why not just remove it? Regnum's government is very conservative. It actively opposes large changes once it has decided to do anything. I think the reason why the Privy Council still exists is because they do no harm, so no one is really motivated at this current point in time to remove them. Ruka says, so only its influence remains, and those who hold power within it are mostly ignored. Sounds like a really bad way to do things. I would prefer that you stop bad-mouthing the church. It has already lost most of its believers as it is. Hey, Angie, I have a small question. What is it? What's the church for? That question is more complicated than I anticipated. Is it? The church in my village is the same old rackety place as the other ones. Those church fellows often patrol around my village once a month, so I was wondering why they were doing that. Let us see. Lettuce. It began when people gathered together and created a community with the goal of returning to Cielo. Okay. They needed someone to manage events in the community, such as marriages and funerals. Through that, it was easy to know where someone lived and create a census of the community itself. Isn't that the government's role? Yes, that's why when civilization started to take shape, churches were often found at the very center of every city and town. They managed the community's finances and gathered from contributions. From there, the concept of taxes was born. Furthermore, they served as the place of healing as well as education. Churches had a lot of different functionalities in the past. How convenient. That is why it is only natural that the church's authority was large. But once the fracture happened, the believers disappeared. Taking advantage of the fracture, as well as the church's separation from the state, the sovereign took away all of the church's authority. So in the end, what is the church? Today it's nothing more than a place of worship. People go there if they seek salvation. You could have just told me that instead. Your explanations are too long. I'm a nun. Giving long sermons is my job. Now, next is the church's history after the fracture. No thanks, bye. What a way to refuse. Alright, we're gonna go north to Regnum and then east. I want to know more about what the church and the council are planning. Let's start gathering information. As though we forgot that from the last 23 skits in a row. Orifel says you called? Orifel, our Lord Himmel the Celestial, has just reincarnated this very moment. Oh, so the Lord that sustains Cielo itself, Ratio's Celestial King, has just reincarnated. The King himself is nothing but a mere baby. He still has many things to learn before taking up the role of Ratio's King. That said, we appoint you, Orifel, to become his mentor. I'm honored, but I'm afraid that I don't deserve such words. But if thou insist, I shall gladly devote myself to the task. We're counting on you. Sir, I'm prepared to offer myself to the Lord. It seems the correct course of action is to outnumber the enemy in manpower, but Ashura is a force to be reckoned with for being able to overpower our troops while commanding a small platoon, to be able to intuitively grasp our movements while flexibly communicating with his team in response. Despite being an enemy, he's amazing. On top of that, he's able to slay 10 men with one swing of his sword, spreading fear among our troops, lowering their morale, and breaking them down. He can't be defeated through straightforward means. No, perhaps Ratio no longer has any chance of winning. Ashura, the one who will change Cielo, the one who will destroy and recreate this crumbling world. Bringing Ashura and Lord Himmel together might be the only way to bring more peace to Cielo. Hypno says that should be enough for today's quota. Good job. That should be enough Terran souls for Cielo to recover its blessing. It's only temporary, perhaps, but that's why I want Lord Hypnos and the other Reapers to continue doing their best. How long must this persist? No matter how many we take, Terrans will still continue to multiply. It's impossible to run out of souls to fuel Cielo's maintenance. Speaking of, Lord Thanatos, I see that you've been descending to Terra more often. Sometimes. Is that so? Please remember that you're a citizen of Ratio. You might get caught unawares while in Terra. But still, I don't understand why you'd have to descend down to Terra aside from your duties. It seems as if you know nothing. Even I don't understand, brother. What charm does Terra have that attracts you towards it? Hypnos says, Brother, is that you, Hypnos? I've heard that you've been descending into Terra for reasons outside of reaping. And what if I am? I also heard that you intend to abandon your job as a Reaper. I've grown tired of stealing, Hypnos. Brother, do not tell me that you've become enthralled by Terra. The Senate will never allow you to abandon your duties. I'm sorry, Hypnos, but you'll have to tell them eventually to keep their sticky fingers out of this world. Brother, are you really serious? I hope I haven't been missing a lot of this stuff, like sleeping multiple times in a row seems kind of unintuitive. Tasty fish. Is that you, Ilya? She's sleeping. Deli, pork, beef, cheese. Coda? I eat tasty food. What a happy expression. I wonder what he's dreaming about. I'm hungry. Ugh. Better go back to bed. Hamburger. What was that noise? I'm gonna go check it out. Hold on, Spada. What the heck, old man? We don't know yet, but it might be someone that's after us. Don't make any sudden movements. What? Ruka, be careful. Do not make a sound. This late? I don't get why they'd go after us at this hour. They could perhaps be looking to ambush us. At any rate, I'll go and confirm the situation. You should prepare for what will happen next. Right. Is Mr. Ricardo gonna be okay? I'm sure he will be. He will know what to do when in danger. First of all, we should prepare for what might happen. How was it, Ricardo? We had a rat. Ugh, we should get going. I'll go wake the girls up. No, I mean, it's like a an actual rat. Nobody's after us. Oh. What the heck? All of that for nothing. What? Even I make mistakes. If I don't pay attention to these little things, it might end up catching us someday. Let us thank Ricardo later. It's gotten late. We should go to sleep. I should go to sleep too. Alright, I think we exhausted those skits. Goodness. Because I know, like, in a lot of Tales games, skits will go away when you cross certain story thresholds. And in this game, your bond can affect the ending that you get. I'm not quite sure how. I didn't, like, read into that too much. It was just, like, an accidental spoiler. But we'll see what happens. Looks like we can do the arena, so I'm gonna play around here for a little bit. I forgot to turn the AI off. Oh well. god, this is like a Puff Puff reference. Don't be shy, you want some more, right? Squish, squish, squish. How is the Christ. How is the sensation? Our gels are famous the world over, you know? It's out of this world. If you wanna... It's not Cuppa, it's Coppa Feel. If you want a Coppa Feel again, you know where to find me, sugar. Suppose it doesn't mean anything terribly different, but it's just kind of weird. It's one of those idioms or sayings that doesn't make sense outside of the context of the culture that you're in. Anyways, let's try this arena some more. I don't think I'll be able to beat the next round, and the rewards aren't terribly great, so... I have enough new characters to where I don't know who I'd want to use these on. But it seems clear that I should put strength into Ruka there. Also, I have a bunch of items I haven't really been using, so I might as well get the money for them. Well, that's enough for the arena for now. I don't see myself getting anything terribly useful. So now that we're here, are we looking for anything specific? Isn't it obvious? We're looking for other reincarnators. Don't you think that the army would have captured them at this point? I'm sure there's more hiding in this town. How exactly do you plan on luring them out? Do you think that they would even mind meeting us? I'm sure it'll work out eventually. Time to get moving. Where exactly? Wherever. Oh gosh, impulsive Ilya at it again. Still, we can't just stand around doing nothing. We might as well look around. How careless. Nobody's carrying guns here. I wonder what would happen if I shoot at them. Why the sudden notion? No worries, I won't let her do it. I was kidding, so can you please put down your rifle? But everyone carried guns in your village. Not everyone, but some. The Southwest is a lawless region, after all. A place where you can only trust yourself and your gun. Exactly. Difference in physical power doesn't matter as long as you have a gun, so that's why men and women fight equally there. I see. It is wise to carry one in order to survive. Exactly, these babies have saved me countless times. Indeed, even in war, troops who carry guns are often placed on the front lines. In the meanwhile, troops that wield swords have grown old-fashioned and swordsmanship has begun to die out. If that's the case, then wouldn't crimes involving guns increase? The evil parts of a man's heart won't disappear, so it's fine. Gun crimes did increase. In exchange, the public developed laws meant to counter gun ownership. I see, so it ended in the creation of laws that prevent someone from easily acquiring them. How nice. What's the matter, Ricardo? You have a serious look on your face. Why is that Ilya girl so sloppy? Who knows? She's been like that ever since I met her. Ilya's been rough since a long time ago. I suppose it can't be helped if it's in her nature to be sloppy. But the problem is, letting that kind of person lead the group. You're right, it's thanks to her I got into trouble with the church and was caught and brought to the battlefield, and now I'm on the run. All of that was because of her? Even so, I don't blame her. I admire your resolve. So be it. I'll respect your decision. After all, I'm no more than a hired gun. Koda's glad that Ilya came here, though. Because of the new delicacies? How'd you know? Ruka is so smart. Good grief. I only want someone sensible to take the lead. I think being rash is the only thing Ilya is good at, so I don't think she can be sensible. Oh boy. That lady can't think of any new designs, apparently. Koda's stomach feels light. You really are a glutton, huh? Ever since you came, Koda never really got to eat delicious food. I gave you a hot dog, didn't I? Yo, what's up? If y'all want to know about Regnum's food, just ask me. We live in the same town, you know. You could also ask me. Oh yeah, then tell Koda what kind of food is in Regnum. I'll just tell the truth. Oh, I've only really eaten my mom's food, so I'm not really well versed. Aren't you supposed to be rich? Well, my dad's pretty thrifty, and my mom's cooking is delicious, so I didn't really get to eat much outside. Guess that can't be helped, huh? Let me tell you what high-class cuisine actually is. I'll show you what an actual gorgeous dinner is like. Yeah, Koda can't wait. For the appetizer, you'd have seafood cheese dip and duck foie gras. And then you'll have smoked salmon, marinated seafood, porcini pot pie. I don't really know what those are, but they sound tasty. They all sound like things I haven't tried yet. What's a dip? It's kind of syrupy and you eat it with bread. What about Jello and terrine? It's this square, kind of syrupy thing and you eat it with bread. Marinade? It's a sauce that you spread across bread. I don't get it, but you eat it with bread? Not only that, you can use crackers too. Crackers are crunchy and tasty, right? Whatever. Man, it's kind of irritating. Huh? Why the heck are you apologizing? I'm just talking to myself. I just thought, well, I didn't want to offend you. You think I'd go ballistic every time something that I don't like happens? Yeah, a bit. You bastard. Sorry. Kidding, ain't mad at you or anything, though I kinda get why you'd be scared of a delinquent like me. I'm not really good with delinquent types. I try to avoid them. Well, I'll take it easy on you until you're used to me. Thanks. Have you ever heard of the Great Thief? You youngsters don't know about him? What a shame. I'm off from school today, but I have a ton of homework. Ow, says the old man. Hey, wait a sec. What is it? I don't know if you're in a hurry, but you dropped this. Oh, sorry, young man. Don't worry about it. It looks expensive, so take better care of it, alright? Do you know how much this is? If it's just that, then yeah, I do. What's wrong? It's nothing. Thank you. This is where the nobles live. They're kind of warning me not to go over here. Up until now, the church has been following a dead Cielo. They never wanted to help us, but Master Mateus will lead us with her powers. I may not have the strength to fight, but I help those in need, says this lady. This is Lord Corny Mall's mansion. If you have no business, I recommend you stay away. I'm gonna be a great knight and commander one day, and then I'll have a house like this. This is the Belfuma household. Cosmo, stop that. Hey, are you Spada? Hey, Daryl, it's been a while. Are you doing well? You calling that a greeting? After I heard that you were caught by the guards, you're gonna greet me with that? My bad. With how you're speaking, it seems like that rumor was a lie. Sheesh, don't make me worry like that. Spada, who's this? He's my friend, Daryl. Even though he looks like a noble? Oh, please stop. It's not like I'm a nobleman by choice. He's just like you, isn't he? Like attracts like. Pretty much. He's a delinquent just like me. So we get along just fine. That's not something to be proud of. Good grief. So, who are these guys? I'm traveling with them right now. Traveling, huh? Yeah, got yourself into something interesting again, didn't you, Spada? Bring me with you. It would be hella fun to have you along, but not this time. Seems like there's something more to this. If that's the case, then it can't be helped. Yeah, sorry about that. You've been apologizing since earlier. Don't worry about it. You should focus on hurrying up and finishing whatever you're doing. We can play later on. Oh right, I want to give you something. That said, I'll be borrowing him for a bit. Yeah, doggos. Hee hee, homie. Angie says, where'd Spada go? He's right over there. Hey, Spada, what are you being shy for? Come here. Shut up. I'm returning this. My bad, I accidentally brought it along with me. Liar, you know I don't like these clothes. Who might you be? I'm changing out of this. Did you guys see that? He got himself all posh. True, with a change of clothes, he almost looked like a different person. He was overflowing with a lot of elegance back there. You would not have believed it if you saw him as he was. As expected of an actual noble. Daryl, what's up with those clothes? Treat it as a farewell gift. You're going on a journey, right? You're gonna need all sorts of clothes for that. But I can't move around in that. Ah, I didn't even consider that, my bad. Well, it'd be a waste to throw it away, so thanks. Don't worry about it. Take care. Tell me all about it when you get back. Noble with Overflowing Elegance title unlocked. Actually, I haven't checked those in a minute. The girl says, "Hey, did you know?" "Know what?" "About the fairy in the spring of the fluffy forest." "A fairy, huh? What kind is it?" "If you drop something in the spring, the fairy will ask whether you want silver or gold." And? Wow, that sure got her attention. "But if you fail to answer honestly, the fairy will never return what you dropped." What the heck? That fairy sure is petty. "But if you manage to answer correctly, she'll reward you with both silver and gold." How generous. We should try to meet her. Ilia's making that face again. It's kinda creepy, those church believers keep preaching about the apocalypse. What if my future child is born as a deviant? Will I be able to protect him? Well, I guess that's the castle, and we're not allowed in there, so... But the objective now is to talk to the townsfolk and try to find another reincarnated person. Don't tell the captain you saw me here, or he'll yell at me. Then he bribed me with a life bottle. I, once again, shall bring happiness to the world. The wonderful chef, the Wonder Chef. After everyone's demands have been answered, I have appeared. I'll show you how to make salmon... I don't know how to pronounce that word today. Does that sound good? I highly recommend it. I'll provide you with the ingredients, so please listen well. Thank you very much. Eat lots and be happy. Adios, amigos. They have a lot of, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger, like, jokes in this game. It's kind of... I don't know if they were just incorrectly localized, or, like, if somebody just has a crush on Arnold. Accumulate grade and exchange it here. It looks like the shops might have new items, so I guess it doesn't hurt to take a peek. Nah, nothing we need. Ilia says, "Oh crap." It's fine now, says Ricardo. That was close. Aren't you a bit too nervous? One look at us and it's gonna be obvious that we're reincarnators. But Spada, you caused quite a scene when you got arrested. They might recognize you. I guess you have a point. Looks like it's you who should be hiding. Yes, Coda thinks Spada should hide more. What did you say, you damn rat? Come on, do we really have time for this? How about we search for a hiding place first? we'll have somewhere to fall back to if something bad happens. I agree with Angie, we should look out for a place, preferably somewhere out of sight, but easily accessible. What would a place like that be? Oh, I remember. A manhole. There's a manhole in the industrial district. Wandering around is fine and all, but first we should go to the manhole. The manhole. There is a bar called the Manhole in Chicagoland area. It was definitely a gay bar. I don't think it exists anymore. A lot of deviants were taken away. Conway says, well, I'm going to bed. Me too. Night, Spada. Good night. Ruka and Conway are both definitely sleeping. Such a shame when the secret garden is right next door. A pilgrimage that you definitely have to take if you're a man. Tiptoe, tiptoe. Did I wake them? Oh, I can't eat anymore. He's sleep-talking and dreaming about food. How typical. Well, should be fine as long as he's not awake. What are you doing? Nothing, I'm just going to the bathroom. That's the girls' room. If you're looking for the bathroom, it's over here. Aw, man. Were you saying something? Nothing, I'll be going now. Hopeless brat. I think he was trying to steal some panties or something. I would guess that this is the industrial district, but I don't recall having seen a manhole. I think the noble district is over that way. The front section is the exit, so I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, this town is a lot bigger than I thought it was. Right now at the factories, they're being ordered by the government to make parts for who knows what. I don't know what they're doing, but it's gotta be amazing since the government conditioned it. Ruka says, you know, I've never been here before. Why not? Don't you live nearby? There's no reason for some rich kid like him to come over here, that's why. The train doesn't operate anymore, and people only come here to work. There's also a lot of bad people who hang around here. Ruka says, well, that's how it is. Oh yeah, you were rich, weren't ya? Why are you talking in that tone again? Ugh, it feels weird to see this plain kid boasting about how rich he is. I haven't boasted at all, though. I've never really been here before. My mother always told me to stay away. What a nice mom. I've mentioned it before, but this place is the type for the bad sort to hang around, so if you just walked around like an idiot, who knows what would happen to you. Oh yeah, that totally sounds like the sort of thing Ruka would do. That's not reassuring at all. What if something did happen to you? Do you think you could run away? I think I could, or perhaps not. So, can you, or can you not? Oh, well, I can't. Sorry. Alrighty. Just got that same thing telling us that we need to find a manhole. That looks like a manhole to me. This is the place. Once used it, so I'd have somewhere to hide from my parents when I ran away. Wait a sec, by this place you mean inside the manhole? Are you really telling us to go in a sewer? It's fine, it's fine. It's not as smelly as you would think, but huge rats do come out once in a while. Huge rats? That's totally not fine. My, what extravagance we have to look forward to. Angie, you're really not fooling anybody. This hiding place should do. Let's meet up here if something happens. I want everyone to check in periodically and report your findings. Well, let's pair up while we search. Let me flip a coin. Right, Ricardo and I are gonna ask around in the industrial district. Ilya and I will take care of the shopping district. I guess that leaves the residential district to us. Indeed. You're more familiar with this place, so I'll leave it up to you. I suppose this is the first time that we're alone together. Yeah? Everyone seems to have gone to gather information. I wonder. I don't think we'd be able to gather a lot of info with the about reincarnators, though. For some reason, it makes me feel bad that you've gotten yourself involved with us. It doesn't matter. Don't trouble yourself over it. But why? You're not even one of us. Is there something you want to do? I want to bring about a soul's salvation. A soul's salvation? Yeah, but I only have 2 hands, so I'll only be able to save 2 souls. I apologize, but your soul does not have a position on my list. You shall have to save your own. That I can assure you. I don't understand what you're saying, dude. It's fine if you do not understand for now, just as long as you let me join you in your journey. I just want to come along, that's all. I guess it's time to keep talking to people until we figure out where we're going. And since most of these people say the same thing over and over again, I'm just gonna kind of gloss over that. There we go. Ruka says, "Oh look, Ilya seems to be gathering information smoothly. We should hurry too." Hold on, Ruka, is it fine if she ends up acquainted with that man? Well, she's just gathering information. Do you truly believe that? What are you implying? Why not wait and see? This can also be considered gathering intel. It feels wrong, though. Good day. Are you out on a walk? Something like that. I'm Bernard. Do you live around here? My name is Ilya. I'm from Sania Village. Ilya, huh? What a fine name. I know we've just met, but would you like to go out with me? What are you on about? You've stolen my heart at first sight. Your dignified eyes and your confident heart are both wonderful. You've intoxicated me as if I were drinking the finest wine. You are the first woman who has given me this impression. How about it? Would you like to have tea with me later? No thanks, I'm busy, bye. How cold. But that is also fine. Hey, pretty lady. Oh boy. It's amazing how he can just easily say that up front. You're amazed? You do realize that he almost stole Ilya away from you, correct? If it's Ilya, she'll be fine. You sure trust her a lot. Of course, it's Ilya after all. But no matter how firmly connected those bonds are, a sudden affair may unravel them. And bonds are not so easy to put back together. Conway? Ah, nothing, I'm just talking to myself. Take care of that heart. No, I mean those bonds. Alright. Then let us make haste and gather information. We will anger Ilya if we fail to do so. Maybe this isn't the residential district. They called this district the Noble District before, though. What a nice smell. I wonder what it is. Cheese soup, just like the one my mom used to make. Ruka's father says, "What's wrong with you people? Leave this instant." Dad? How dare you? This search is being conducted in full accordance with the law. It is because of your uncooperativeness that you're being suspected of harboring your son. I see. Having soldiers make a fuss about a deviant in this neighborhood is quite a predicament. Perhaps I should file a complaint to your supervisor. Are you threatening us? You there, give me your names and ranks. I'll see to it that this reaches Lord Belforma of the Imperial Knight Brigade. What should we do? Do you wish to lose your jobs by asking unimportant questions? Well, everything seems to be in order. It's about time we leave. Dear, are you sure that's the best way to deal with them? It doesn't matter. I'll not have them freely accusing my son of being a criminal. He might come back at any time, but with those insolent soldiers around, he wouldn't have the courage. Yeah, I wonder when we'll see him again. Even during the times he shut himself in his room, just the smell of your cheese soup was enough to make him come out. I'm sure he'll come back eventually. Yeah, you're right, but do you really want to keep eating the soup every day until then? I won't deny having it every day is a little bit inconvenient, but thanks to that, it's now my favorite. Hurry up and return home soon, my son. Father, mother, a family's love more than everything else is. We got the title Beloved Boy. Eddie says, "Oh, if it isn't Ruka. Where have you been all this time? We were suffering without someone else's homework to copy, but those dark days are finally over." Exactly. We were relying on you, you know? Oh yeah, there was this rumor floating around that you're a deviant. Ruka, a deviant? Yeah, right. Deviants are super strong, you know? There's no way Ruka could be one of them. Oh yeah, you're right. They didn't see me that time. Yeah, if he really was a deviant, he would have cleared out our trial in a flash. Ruka, you went somewhere right after our trial, so we didn't really know what happened. We were setting up your welcome party right after the trial, and we waited a while, you know? Was that what happened? Yeah, you always let us copy your homework, and you've even done our trial. You're one of us. Ah, soldiers from the Deviant Hunt. Ruka says, "Uh-oh," and runs away. Hey, you two, are you friends of Ruka? Ruka? Yeah, he's a good guy, but we haven't seen him in a while. I wonder why, though. Wasn't there just someone with you? Oh, that was our friend Punch. What? Did he do something again? He's always getting in trouble. You want us to take you to his place? You see, getting to that guy's place can be kind of confusing. Is that so? We should go. They're already covering for us. Who is that over there? That dunce. You could have ran away without standing out, you know. Punch's place is over here. Who knows who that guy is? Hey, stop right there. Alright, we're probably gonna go back to the manhole then. We should be safe here. I have no idea whether you're cautious or reckless. In situations like that, you should have just left quietly. Sorry, a lot of things happened all at once and I panicked. Well, it's fine. I see that everyone has yet to return, so we should rest here. I should ask you the same thing. Who are you and what are you doing here? What am I doing here? This is where we live. Well, More like we just kind of barged in and took over. Is that so? Sorry, I didn't know that. Well, as long as you're not with the state, it's fine. Oh, Ruka, there seems to be some trouble up in town. Ruka, are you there? There's soldiers everywhere. Don't tell me you tried to go back to your place. Your actions could have put everyone else in danger. What do you have to say for yourself? I don't believe that's the case. We got assigned to the residential district via coin toss. Besides, the one who decided we should search is... It's fine, Conway. Ilya was right about me wandering around. I just panicked at the sight of soldiers and ran away. I knew it. Why is it that every time we almost have something? Aw, man, keep it down. My ears are ringing. Who are you? That's what I'm asking. Anyway, get inside before the soldiers come. Are you sure it's okay? Don't worry about it. Just follow me. Ilya's noisy girl and Conway got defender. Are you really sure it's alright? I told you it's fine. First of all, why are you running from the soldiers? Well... Oh, that makes sense. Pretty noble of you. Say, why do you live in a place like this? Are you also running away? Well, it's kinda like an orphanage, I guess. Come on in. An orphanage? Don't tell me you've been living in a place like this. Well, it's also kinda not. All the normal places are filled up because of the war. But when you forcibly cram lots of people into one place, there won't be enough food to go around. And getting a meal's like a fight for your life. The kind of young'uns that live here aren't fit for that kind of life. We're just doing what it takes to stay alive, understand? If that's the case, how are you feeding yourself? What do you do about your meals? I don't want to say. I mean, you're gonna get mad, aren't you? If it's something you can't say, then it must be bad. You know, it's not like we have any other choice. It's not easy for kids like us to earn a living. Even so, you just can't live in a place like this. You'll get sick. Can you even afford a doctor? Lady, that's harsh. Ain't like we're living here 'cause we wanna. Hiding here's the only way we can get by. So don't yell at me. It makes me sad. Sorry. Whoa, what the heck? My hideout's gone fancy. Oh, you're the one who built it. You really did us a favor. Who's the kid? Who are you calling a kid? You're only slightly taller than me. My name's Hermana. Heard your story from my pal Ruka here. Was thinking maybe we could work out some sort of trade. A trade, you say? You might be a kid, but you sure don't talk like one. We hear all sorts of stuff, so maybe we can get the info you're looking for. And in the meantime, you can hide out here. In exchange? Straight to the point, huh? I hear there is something really valuable in this cavern, so I'd like you to help me get it. Something valuable like a jewel? A jewel, that's good. Every girl's dream, but that's not what I'm talking about. There's this crazy mushroom that you can use in some kind of elixir. A mushroom? As in fungus? You know of another kind of mushroom? I hear you can sell it for a lot of money. And if we had more money, we could get by more honest. You understand what I'm saying? Something that'll let you get by honestly. What should we do? We really have no way of confirming the information. I say we do as she asks. Is that okay with everyone? I have no interest in charity work. Oh my, perhaps you need a reminder of who your employer is. I apologize, I forgot that my employer is quite headstrong. Good grief. Well then, Hermana, we have a deal. Alright, the sewer hooks up to a cavern deeper in. Really, I never knew that. That ain't good, bud. You gotta pay more attention. Let me show you the way. Anyways, bunch more titles. The Regnum Limestone Cave. Look, isn't it pretty? Whoa, I never realized there was something like this in the sewer. Why don't you just live here instead of there? I can't. This place can get really cold and the sewer's close to the factory, so it's warmer there. If you sleep here, you'll end up catching a cold. Being forced to learn the hardships of life at such an early age. Sis, don't make that face. We might be living in that kind of place, but at least we're happy. If you want us to be more happy, let's go find that mushroom. Alright, let's ditch this dump. Why does it always smell like dog? Can't be. Ain't no dog is supposed to be here. Anyways, Hermana joined our party. Oh, that being said, you haven't properly introduced myself. For someone so small, you sure know your manners. What the heck, you're greeting us last. You know I was the first one to live in your place, right? You're right, I'm grateful for that. Really, was wondering when I would be able to say thanks, so I figured it'd be better sooner than later. Then go ahead and spit it out then. What an interesting girl. That said, you two sure are handsome, but first of all, you both are gonna have to introduce yourselves, or else you're not gonna be very popular. You're the one who proposed this, so you go first. Oh right, yeah, just as you said, my name's Hermana. And I'm Spada. Is that good enough for you? What about the other guy? Ricardo. Your complexion sure is bad. Well, whatever. Nice to meet you too. Now, what's this anyway? Some kind of rat? Coda's not a rat. Whoa, it spoke. That surprises me. Right, Coda's good. You saw right through me, just like Ruka. Oh, that's Big Bro. He's always daydreaming. Don't like being compared with someone like them. I like you, though. Take me to some delicious food next time. Ain't the one praising supposed to be the one who treats others? Now, if you were expecting me to take you somewhere, don't expect much. Coda understands. Now that I think about it, I wonder what rat tastes like. I see, so that's why everyone's bringing it along. I think she wants to eat him. Yeek! Ilya, are you okay? I'm fine, I was just surprised by that drop of water. Only that? Ah, crap, let's just go. Okay. That was pretty cute. Ruka says, your hometown is in the southwest, right? Well, yeah. I read about it in a book. It's filled with tough people who rely on guns to survive the desert, right? Not really. I only read books as a hobby, and there was this novel that had a gunman protagonist set in the Southwest. And thanks to that book, you have a prejudice. Books are really cool, aren't they? Thanks to them, I can talk about a place I've never been. Hold the hell up. Listen to me. Can you please let me finish speaking? Oh, sorry. I get nervous often, so there are times when I can't speak. Nervous? What the hell are you talking about, weirdo? I mean, isn't it natural? I've never talked to someone as cute as you before, and she's gone. I wish I could let her know. Well, I didn't finish this side, so I'm gonna look around a little bit more. Doesn't look like we can break the seal, so guess we can't get that item yet. Kongwei says, "What do you think of Ruka? Why do I have to tell you that? You don't hate him or anything, do you?" "Of course I don't, it's just that looking at him pisses me off for some reason. Like, isn't he a little too timid? Wouldn't he be better if he wasn't? The point is, will that kid ever grow a spine and stand up for himself?" Kongwei says, "I see. I suppose Ruka has quite a road ahead of him." I am really enjoying the music in this game, though. This is one of the few Tales titles I haven't actually played before. I don't know exactly when Vita 3K started working better and when this game was patched exactly, but I'm very happy that this game is running really stable on here. The game I ran last was Lost Odyssey on the Xenia emulator, and it was not so great. But we finished it, so it's better than nothing. And it upscaled really well, but there was just a ton of glitches in that. Like, people looked like they were sparkling, it was kind of weird. Ruka says, I wonder what this is. It's an altar. The writing on it indicates that it's quite old. What do you mean by writing? Are there any differences between the new and the old ones? Although humanity was cast down from Cielo, the Cielan script remained in use for quite some time. As time passed, the alphabet changed little by little until it achieved its current form. The carvings in this altar bear a resemblance to the script used in Cielan times. Odd, I've never seen this kind of writing before, but I somehow understand it. Perhaps we can presume that we learned it by reading it in our memories of the Cielan era. We have reflected upon our sins, and we repent. Grant us return to Cielo. Sounds almost like a prayer. Such prayers are typically associated with the religious beliefs that preceded the unification by the Church. Given the sheer size of this area, it must have been a place of considerable ritual significance. So why is it abandoned then? The answer relies upon 5 volumes worth of church history. I'd be happy to prepare a series of lectures for you. Anyone else want to volunteer? Me? I don't know. Of course, my apologies for bringing up such a boring topic. I didn't mean that. Is it just me, or has someone else been getting some nostalgic vibes from here for a while now? Now that you mention it, me too. Not as much as how you describe it, but I guess. What about Coda? I don't feel anything. Am I being left out? How strange. I wonder if this has anything to do with our past lives. That could be. There might be a place nearby that has a similar ambiance to Cielo. Perhaps those from the past wished it on the altar. Everybody, let's get going. What are you doing? Sorry, we got a bit too focused. Everyone, let's keep heading in. I don't feel nostalgic, though. Could it be that I'm the same as that monkey? No way. Angie, why did the original religion become obsolete? What the heck, you dummy, why are you asking her such a complex thing? And so it begins. Get your popcorn ready, this is going to be a long one. The followers of the Church's main faction did not approve of the original religion's principles, which is why they pressed to eliminate it. If that's the case, wouldn't those followers be antagonized? Why do you keep asking more questions, dummy? Just stop it. Ruka's pretty amazing if he could keep his interest for that long. Even though they were subjects, their origins were the same, so instead of feeling antagonized, many of the people joined the main faction instead. I see. Instead of the main faction opposing the group, they ended up being stolen away instead. Is Angie's sermon done yet? Oh, finally, it's at its end. So, about after the fracture. This is bad, it's not over yet. Oh man, I swear if I hear any more of this stuff, my brains will start spewing out of my ears. Run away! Spadia and Ilya seem to be in a hurry. I wonder why. Angie's sermons are quite useful, so I thought they might stay and listen. I wonder why I didn't feel nostalgic when I saw the altar. But Angie did say that we were near a place that gave off the same atmosphere as Cielo. Could it be because Spada was a sword in his past life instead of a person? The fact that I was also nostalgic about it means that it doesn't matter whether you were from Census or Ratio. I see. It's because compared to everyone else, I'm the youngest. That's why I don't remember it as much as you guys do. Wait, Durandal was the youngest? Well, I did get the impression that Ashura was quite young. Gods that are around the age of 1,000 or so are usually arrogant. Durandal was raised by that kind of guy. I see. It makes sense that Durandal's younger than the one who created him. I bet Durandal's younger than Ashura, too. Despite being so young, Durandal was known as a famous sword. It's because of that popularity that Ashura thought that Durandal had been passed down through the generations. Well, the popular one was the one who created me, not me myself. But you know, even though he was young, the only one Durandal ended up remembering was Ashura. Boink. Any more skits? Alrighty, I'm gonna call this an episode, and I will be back on later with more, and I'll update my Twitch schedule to reflect that. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time on Tales of Innocence R.